What is up, guys? Back with another video on the second channel. This is going to be a video going over Splatoon 2 and the a possible buff that really is needed for a certain weapon inside Splatoon 2 with this upcoming balance patch that will be probably released more than likely at the end of February or sometime in the beginning of March here for Splatoon 2 on the Switch. I'm not going to be going too much over on the screen, so if you just want to like tab out and listen to me talk, that would be great. Probably the best option. Not going to be too much on the screen as well, like I said. But if you guys want to show some support, drop a like. That's always appreciated. Subscribe. That would be great. I know I haven't really been active on this channel for a while. If you guys want to check out my last video, in-depth guide on how to use chargers, that would be great as well. The video did a lot worse than I expected it to do, so that's not good. But I put like 5 hours of editing and shit into that video. Really disappointed on that video did, so maybe you guys can change that with this video going up and you guys go check that out and give it some more support. But pretty much the topic of this video, one weapon in the game that really needs to be given another buff is the Leader 4K. Mainly the Leader 4K and the Leader 4K scope. Well, I guess there's only two 4Ks in the game, but you need a buff, and there's going to be a patch, like I said, at the end of February, the beginning of the March, somewhere around that time. Not quite sure on the specific day. If you guys know me in game, pretty much, I'll have my Switch FC down in the description. You guys want to add me? I'm pretty much on Splatoon pretty much every night after work. I'm usually on. If you guys want to do League, and I'm also in a clan now as well as a dedicated charge user. So I've been slowly switching over from the main of Splatter scope to the full-blown Leader 4K scope. So. Mainly the Leader 4K custom. That's what I've been maining lately, just because I think it has a lot more advantages that I did not know about, and I'm able to use it to its full potential. Coming up right now. Apologize for the cut, but I had to go put my dog outside. But anyways, where was I? Yeah, Leader 4K scope needs a buff. Whether the buff is going to be another ranged buff, right now it's the weapon in the game that has the longest range overall. Considering it is a charger, I'm not surprised, because chargers again have the best range in the game out of pretty much every weapon. Range is 100 out of 100. This needs to be buffed. I think we should have even more range. Now right now you're shooting about, like, I wouldn't say half-track shots, but I'm saying that they need to give this thing a buff. Either they needed to give it a charging buff where it charges a lot faster or slightly faster. I'm not saying it's supposed to charge as fast as like the Splatter scope or the Firefin Splatter scope or a Splat charger, but a slight charge buff would be great, or like or probably the most recommended buff is even a longer range distance. Instead of having this 100, buff it to 110 or 120. That would make this weapon a lot more usable, and I think this weapon would see a lot more usability. Especially in competitive. Right now you only see, I play a lot of League, or not really a lot, or a lot of ranked. I don't play as much League, only once in a while, but a lot of ranked. Right now I'm seeing around about like, I mean, I don't see that many Leader 4Ks. I'm like the only Leader 4K like right now. I would say in like the last week I've seen about around like 10 Leader 4Ks, and that's like over a week span of doing ranked matches. And like mostly everything else is pretty much either Splat chargers, Firefin Splatter scope normal, whatever. You don't really see that many 4Ks, just because there's not really too much reason to use a 4K apart from longer charge time, like for a little bit more distance, which I think a little bit more distance definitely helps out. As what I'm finding using it, and this is definitely going to be my main weapon from now on, but that's why I'm trying to slowly ease over from the Splatter scope into the Leader 4K and use that to its full potential, which I'm starting to be able to do. The extra range, I'm not going to get it wrong, it does really help out the weapon a lot, but I think even having more range in the next buff or the next patch is going to give this thing even more usability, and I think it's going to give this weapon a lot more, a little bit more of a niche, just because right now there's really no other reason to use it. You're gonna be getting like the delayed or the slower charge time no matter what. But even if they were to give that a buff, that would be great. A slightly faster charge time, I guess, just with the same range, I'd be fine with that as well. But right now, if they were to give this thing a buff, I would definitely like it to be even more range, just because even more range would make this thing great. Shooting like way half-track shots and sniping somebody, that would feel absolutely great. Especially this thing has decent subs. Ink Mine, you can use Ink Mine very well, especially if you know that like people jump you from behind. One track this is good on is Snapper Canal, just because there's a huge ledge that are great for snipers, and people always get annoyed and try jumping you from behind. So if your ink mine goes off, then you know you can try dodging out of there, and probably jumping back to spawn is what I usually do. But you can probably jump out of there or possibly hide in ink. I'm not quite sure what you usually do with those, but personally, me, I just jump back to spawn mostly, especially with the Leader Corp 4K scope, just a normal one. Ink Storm, very solid ability, or special, not ability, I'm thinking Pokemon, but a bit or special. It's not even like the special has that much special bonus. 170 is very solid. If they were even get this buff down to like 160, that'd be great as well. 170 really isn't that much of a problem. Ink Storm, pretty solid. I wouldn't say it's like the best thing for a leader or a charger, but it's solid. I mean, we got a few buffs here. Time shaken was reduced by 4/60ths of a second, which was the first one. Points to feel special. I mean, that's like a no-brainer buff right here. 190 is absolutely insane for a special. Ink Radius is buffed. Damage dealt to opposing ballers. That's kind of no-brainer. Rainmaker move equipment such as Elite 4K and Dynamo will no longer lower movement and swim speed while holding the Rainmaker. That was actually kind of broken, honestly. So if you had a leader or a Dynamo roller, you would even move slower with the Rainmaker. That was kind of bullshit. Amount of ink splattered by each shot when it hits the ground. I mean, I don't think that really did anything. Now to the custom leader. I'm just gonna go over this one real quick. Again, not really too much to see on the screen. If you guys know what the abilities and shit, I'm just going over the abilities and stuff. Beacon, Squid Beacon is great actually, just because you can always set up a Squid Beacon where you are sniping and you can always jump back to that. Barring anybody getting rid of your beacons, if they don't know your beacon's there, or you can just, one thing you like to do as well, just set up beacons across the track if you're playing like Rainmaker or whatever, and you're slowly advancing to the opponent, or the opposing team's side of the field. You can always set up squid beacons as you're advancing, and if you get splatted, you can always just jump there and you're right back in the fight, which is what I really like about this custom leader. I say it's probably better than just a regular 4K scope, but even with more range, this would even be an insanely better weapon, especially for someone like me that can use the weapon to its full potential. Don't even get me started how great that would be. Plus, having even a longer range, which means you can sit farther away from, like, for example, you can sit farther away from the Rainmaker, and even so you don't have to worry about people splatting you. People would have to literally hunt you down and to splat you, just because you'd be able to sit so far away, which I would absolutely love to do. I think that's one of the things right now, even with the leader, with having 100 out of 100 range, is you can sit a lot farther away than like the splatter scope, which I really do like, and it's something I really never did before. You can just sit farther away and still get snipes without even having to even come close with opponents. The bubble blower is great as well, especially for splat zones. I think that's what it's really good for. In league as well, very solid. It's also a good defense special, just because if someone's really coming close and coming up in your space and really trying to splat you from close range, you can throw the bubble blower out. Instead of that, they're going to be hitting the bubbles, and meantime you can pretty much flee, or you can get back to the point where you can get a full charge and snipe them from farther away. That's one good. It's a very good special. Just more for defense or offense, which I think the custom leader 4K is a lot better than just the other one. Let's see if they got any buffs. No buffs to this. I don't know, possibly we'll get a new leader, or like a new charger in the future. I don't know if they have like any other like weapons they're going to be having released. I don't know if they're going to be releasing other weapons. I don't even think it says on here if they're going to be releasing more. But if they release like another charger or like something else, that would be great. Maybe they'll do that in the future instead of giving it a buff. I'd be fine if they released like another charger, give us some more options instead of a buff. That's also an option as well. I don't think they have anything on here. Oh, this is the entire list of weapons. It shows all the chargers. Yeah, whatever. I don't even know why I guess the Bamboozler and the Goo Tuber are considered chargers, but I'd probably consider those even in a different category, honestly. They're way different. Yeah, not too much else to go over in this video, guys. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think the Leader 4K should get a buff with his next balance patch at the end of the month? Should it get a range buff or a slight charge buff is what mainly is what people are thinking. I'm not the only one that thinks this. I know there's a lot of other people that are really wanting the Leader to get another buff just because there's really no reason to use it right now. And it needs something else definitely to make it more viable. Not saying it's not viable right now, but even having more viability is always great for a weapon, especially in the game. Apart from that, really not much else to go over. I'm not quite sure what else I should say, but yeah, if you guys enjoy this video, drop a like, subscribe, that'd be great. If you guys want more videos like this in the future as well, and possibly me to review any weapons that are getting released in the future. If you guys want me to go over like a specific weapon, like recently we got the custom Goo Tuber released. For example, if you want me to go over like a specific weapon and how it actually is like good in game, or what I really think of it in game, or if it's decent, or if it's absolute shit weapon that they released. Let me know in the comment section down below if you guys would like a series like that. Anyways, I know I've been really busy IRL lately. I haven't really had much time to throw up videos over here, but yeah, I'll see you guys next video. Peace.